All right, hello, welcome to the eVenture Family channel. So today we are going to be taking yet another road trip up into Vermont. So if you missed any of the previous ones, we recently, about a month ago, went up to Okemo in Vermont. It was just me and the twins in our Rivian R1S. It's a 2023 quad motor, and we had a great time. We had some snow up there, and the Rivian did great. Today, though, we're going to be taking our Chevy Equinox EV. This is a 2024 2RS all-wheel drive. We've got this leased for about 2 years, and we went with the all-wheel drive one because we knew we'd be taking some adventures like this and heading in some winter weather. So this is going to be very interesting to compare and contrast here. We were also just up in Stowe, Vermont last weekend in our Rivian, and so we've been doing this drive quite a bit now. So it'll be quite fascinating, I think, to compare how the Equinox handles both the snow and winter weather, as well as the road trip itself, especially with charging and route planning and the range and everything, compared with the Rivian. And this is going to be an interesting test because I knew going into the Equinox EV here that two of the biggest challenges with it, or some of the weakest points, are the charging and the range of it. So the all-wheel drive version here only has 285 miles of EPA rated range at 100%. So we are not going to be able to get anywhere near as far as we were in the Rivian, which I think at 100% we get like, well, at least it displays around 320 miles. But in the winter, the efficiency here in the Equinox EV definitely drops off quite a bit, and it is a cold and windy day, so I am not expecting great efficiency numbers at all here. So I'm going to be surprised if we make it more than about 175, 80 miles maybe before needing to charge. So things could get interesting and dicey here, but come along with me and let's go for an adventure. All right, yeah, so we're gonna be doing this drive up to Okemo Resort for a nice little ski trip this weekend. So we'll get like a solid 2 days-ish in. This is sort of a last-minute planned trip. We weren't really planning on doing this, but some of our friends are going to be up there with their kids skiing, so we figured why not tag along and get Arlo some more time on the slopes, and I can enjoy some more of the magical East Coast snow that we've got this year. Honestly, I don't think I'm exaggerating. A lot of people are saying that the snow in Vermont right now is better than it is like out in the Rockies and some of the other places out west, so might as well enjoy it while we can, right? Plus, even though this drive is like 4 to 5 hours, it's not great, but it's not horrible, and I think we're going to be pretty comfortable here in the Equinox. Definitely was much more comfortable in the Rivian, but I think this is going to be a great little trip here. I haven't spent that much time in the Equinox lately because I've been commuting with the Rivian to kind of keep the mileage low, but this will be great for me to get back in here and get used to it again. We've got our Super Cruise, so that should make the drive a little bit more bearable also, as long as it's working well. But I think the biggest thing here really is just going to be, with the cold that we're going to be dealing with here and some of the wind that just seems to be cropping up nonstop this winter on the East Coast here, our efficiency is not going to be great. And so despite the car saying 285 miles of range, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that. So I'm hoping we at least make it to, Albany before we need to charge, but we'll see. In the Rivian, at least, we made it all the way up past there and only had to charge once. Here, I think we should be able to make it with one fairly long charge, but we might end up having to do a second one. We'll see. And then the drive back will be interesting too, but hopefully, the charging at the hotel should help a lot here, which is specifically why I always book that hotel. Well, that and the waffles for breakfast. But yeah, we've got our skis and everything all loaded up in here. Got all of our gear kind of just thrown everywhere in here. And then, yeah, one problem here is, once again, our Owala bottle is just slightly too big for cup holders in every vehicle. Also, that's kind of a weird little feel there of that trying to click in there. So I guess I could put it down here, but I've got other stuff in there. So I might need to rearrange things. Does it fit over here? I forget. Nope, slightly too big for the door too. So that might just be living kind of here, over here for now. Alrighty, we've got our Sirius XM, which is going to be quite nice for driving around up there because cell service is not great, and that was a pain in the butt in the Rivian. We had to keep switching back and forth between different things, and I had to just switch to Bluetooth eventually, and then the radio, which was not ideal up there. But with actual true satellite radio here, that is not going to be an issue, and we're going to be rocking out to some pop rocks, I think, for most of our drive here. All right, enough messing around. I think it's time for us to get going here. All right, now, as I said, this is the Chevy Equinox EV 2RS all-wheel drive. So the RS trim is this, you know, kind of more blacked out sporty trim here, and that means that we have the larger tires on it. So these are 21-inch tires, which while they look cool and I think they make the ride a little bit nicer, they do hurt the range and efficiency a little bit. So like I said, our rated range here is, I believe, 285 miles. Let's actually see. We're all the way charged up to 100% here. Yeah, so 285 miles of range here, but there's not a chance we're actually going to get that much. So let's actually go here and kind of figure out what our plan is going to be. So this trip is just going to be me and Arlo. I'm going to go pick him up momentarily here, but we'll get everything figured out while I'm here by myself. So first off, I do like here that all of your route planning and stuff is through Google. And so what is actually cool here is, so here's where we're gonna go for dinner. All right, so you can see it says charging needed. We would get there with -7%, and it automatically added charging here. So charging at the Vermont Tesla SuperCharger, which is great. It knows that we have the adapter and won't have an issue with charging there. And you can just see, like, this works really well and very snappy. Gives me, you know, a good charging plan here. 22-minute charge is not too bad. And we would get there with 30%. So can I get more details here of exactly what we need to do? No, but it does at least show what's around here, which is cool. So, you know, steward shop there. Yeah, this is the one that we've charged up before and actually works quite well. It's a V4 post there. And I am not expecting much traffic or anything there, or like heavy use, so I think we'll be good. I wish this did tell you what percentage you were charging to. So I think we're getting there with 29%. Doesn't say what percent we'd be leaving at, but I just wonder, we might be able to, or I might want to charge a little bit longer there just so we get up into Vermont with a bit more charge, because there's not a whole lot of great charging there, although our hotel that I booked us yet again in Rutland is the same one again that specifically has level 2 charging with it. So I know at least we'll be able to charge there. And then we'll see if we're at all lucky. We are going to be skiing at the Jackson Gore part of Okemo, and they have chargers there too, but they've always been a little bit of a headache to get. So we'll see if we're a little bit more lucky this weekend with that. Now, the only thing I would say about this is, oh, here we go, 30% after, wait, 30% after charging, that's when we're arriving there, okay. Oh, so we can actually increase this here, which is cool. All right, let's do charging stop suggestions may be affected. Yeah, let's see if we get there at 50%. How does that change things? So we still charge there, but for 42 minutes instead. So yeah, that's not great. So yeah, this is one of the big downsides here in the Equinox EV. This charges at a max rate of 150 kilowatts, which is quite slow for an EV. And while it is a relatively flat charging curve, so comparison's sake, our Rivian over there, that'll peak out around 215 kilowatts, and even that is not great charging, especially for how large of a battery pack there is on there. But for this, the problem is that it's 150 kilowatts peak, but that requires a really high amperage because the voltage in this car is so low. And so we need to make sure that we find a place that can support 500 amps of charging, which I know the Tesla ones do, so we should actually be fine with that. But I mean, that's a long charging session to get to do that. So we'll see. I might try to find a happy medium between actually, I wonder, yeah, so if we do this, let's say, what does 40% do? How much time does that save us? Yeah, that's quite a bit less, so 23 minutes for charging instead? Yeah, I think that's the sweet spot. So we never really want to be charging here beyond about 70 to 80%. And ideally we'd be arriving at a lower state of charge at this charger, or at our charging also, but I scoped this out before, and the problem is, and like this is fine and all for the routing, but I do wish it was better about like showing you where your charging options were. Because yeah, you can't like visualize them very well here. But basically the problem is you know, we'll be getting here at, what was it, like 29%? So ideally, like charging probably somewhere more up in this area would be great, but that's once we're off of the main thruway here and onto kind of some back roads through New York. So there's basically no chargers between like Troy here and I think all the way up until you get, there's one in Bennington, I should say, but we're not going to make it that far. The other option would be, so like what we have been doing in the Rivian is we actually drive up this way more. Yeah, I guess we take this route and we go up to Glens Falls, and there's a Rivian charger here, but it is a little over 200 miles away, and the Rivian can make it there, but I really don't think that the Equinox here will be able to stretch 200 miles in the cold, especially with the wind and stuff that we've got today. So unfortunately, we need to do this other route. There's also not a whole lot in here. There is a Tesla charger here too, but this route is actually a bit longer. So it's 4.5 hours with that charging. This would be, did that just say 6 hours? 6 hours and 10 minutes? Oh my God, ow. That doesn't seem right, but okay, whatever. So anyway, you know, decent options here with the route planning, but, and it's at least like, you know, snappy and responsive and stuff. So I do like that, but I wish you could better visualize some of the charging and stuff on here. The other cool thing here, since this is integrated with Google and like I'm signed in my account here, is if I do it on my phone through Google Maps, it actually knows like that what my vehicle is, and I can, you know, pick it here. It, I think also knows like the state of charge. Oh no, I guess not. I guess not. But I think I can edit that too. And then, you know, this will also allow me to do like the charging plan and stuff here, and then I can even send it to the car through here. So it's giving me the same thing, but, oh no, this is giving me a different one. Apple green, interesting. And then a different one here. So that, I might think about this one just because this would be a little bit shorter stops. All right, have to consider that. Might be better though with little Arleman to just do one stop. We'll see. Look. All right, look who we've got now. We're ready to go. Arla, you all set? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Look at this, we have an i3 over here too.
What's an i3?
It's a BMW electric vehicle. I haven't seen one in a while, but somebody here has got one too. Cool. All right, so we're gonna get going now, off to Vermont. All right, we are driving along the highway here. I've got Super Cruise on, and it's working pretty well so far. So, here. Okay, go ahead. So you can tell that we have it on because we've got the little green steering wheel icon here and the green light up here. Oh, bud? Okay, I don't have one right now, bud. And you can see it's doing automatic lane changes also, which is quite nice. So overall, I think this is a really good system. It's maybe not quite as like full featured as, you know, something like Tesla's full self-driving, which obviously isn't like truly full self-driving. But you know, the nice thing about Tesla's one is that you can use it anywhere. It doesn't have to just be on pre-mapped roads, whereas this one has to be on pre-mapped highways. And that does become a limit, especially as we get further into this drive when we won't be able to use it there. But at least here in New Jersey on 287, it is quite good. And so you can see, like, even with the wind pushing us around a little bit, it's having no problem at all staying in the lane. And I don't even have to have my hand on the wheel here, although I've got it nice and close here just to, you know, hold on in case anything happens. But it's just doing eye tracking here, and this will start flashing basically if it detects that I'm not looking, and then it'll turn itself off. But it is doing great here. And then, yeah, you can see it'll do these lane changes anytime that you come up on slower traffic. So I really like this one. I think it's very competent, and it makes the drive much more relaxing and a little bit less taxing on you. So we'll see how this does along the rest of the drive, but so far I'm enjoying this, and it's making it easier for me. So the other thing I can do here is if I want to initiate a lane change myself, I can just do it with the turn signal, which is nice. So most of the time you don't have to. It does a pretty good job of both getting over when you're being slowed down and initiating like a pass, and then it gets back over at least into the middle lane pretty quickly. It's very hesitant to go into like the far right lane, but I guess that's okay. And so here's not a great place to do it, but I'll do it in a minute. All right, so here we go. Push the turn signal, it looks for an opening, and then does it itself. Quite good. All right, so we're heading past one of the service areas on here. This is the Platkill one, and these are one of the ones that have been getting upgraded by Apple Green, and now they've got their own charging network here. So there are 6 fast chargers there. They are Apple Green Electric, I think part of Evolve New York. So it doesn't really make any sense for us to stop there. We're at 63% now, although that's pretty horrible. We've been driving now for only a little over an hour. We're down almost 40%. Yikes. And this has gone down a little bit in projection. But so I think what we're going to do, because we need to stop anyway for food, because he won't stop bothering me about it, is there's another service station, this new Baltimore service one, in another 62 miles, and that is pretty similar. It's got, actually it's on the wrong side of the road, but we can easily cross over there, and it's got a couple more of these Apple Green electric ones that I've never used before and want to check out, and then there's a rest area there so we can use the bathroom, and there's some food options there. So I think that'll be a good stop for us anyway. Getting there at 33% is a little bit higher than what I wanted to do, and we're going to be a little bit further from our destination, so we'll have to charge a little bit higher or decide if it makes sense to do a second stop after that. But this has been coming down a little bit in projection, so it's also probably a little safer to do this than trying to stretch it up to that Tesla one. And I'd also honestly rather give some money to I guess Apple Green over Tesla. Not sure honestly how much different it is, but whatever. Our only other option money-wise here is basically to try to stretch the Rivian one. But so people have been upset lately because Rivian just raised the prices a lot on their charging network. So this one up here actually went from 40 cents for Rivian vehicles up to 53 cents, which is a pretty big increase. And it is 60, I think, for other non-Rivian vehicles. But this Apple Green one with Evolve New York is even more expensive. It is, I think it's 63 cents a kilowatt hour. So we'll see when we get up there. But that's not ideal. So it'd be pretty expensive basically to fuel up even our medium or smaller size crossover SUV here. We're in the Equinox, bud. New York. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Electricity prices for DC fast charging have been increasing a ton lately, and everyone's kind of going higher and higher. But at really, honestly, anything above 50-ish cents, and definitely over 60 cents, is getting pretty comparable to gas. And I think at 60 cents might almost be more expensive than if we were doing a gas trip here. But again, this is this is really just for road trips, and 95% of the time we're just charging at home. And there, I think we pay 14 cents a kilowatt hour for electricity, and then anything that we're making from our solar is totally free. So that is vastly different and way, way, way cheaper than fueling with gas. Plus, it's so much more convenient just being able to top up every night. So, overall, still more affordable EV-wise, but these road trips are starting to get a bit more expensive. I'd never seen that message before about fast charging, so I guess this does precondition based off of your routing, so that's pretty cool. Though I don't know why it said preconditioning, now 41 minutes away still, but that's fine. So we had charged this car overnight and this morning, like right before leaving. So battery temperature should have been pretty good, although I don't think that it automatically does like preconditioning of the temperature for the battery when you're charging. And there's also no way to like manually do it in here. So it probably wasn't quite optimal, but I don't think it was too bad. So we'll see what that results in like charge rate wise, but again, this doesn't charge super great regardless, so I don't think it actually makes a huge difference, but nice to know it does do preconditioning. I also learned this has both resistive heating and a heat pump that gets used to help precondition the battery and for I think more efficient heating in here. So the heat pump works pretty well down to, I think I saw somewhere about like 20 degrees or so, and we are at just above freezing, so should be working good. And yeah, a couple of things here just in terms of like the cold weather usability here. So we do have a heated steering wheel, which is nice here in the 2RS trim. And then we've got 3 levels of heated seats for the driver and passenger, but none for the back. No ventilated seats, but that's pretty nice and it keeps you comfortable in here. And then I have to say the heating in here and the air conditioning are both solid. Chevy does a really good job with those, and this heats up very fast when it's cold and cools down pretty quick when it's hot too. All right, here we go. I couldn't find these. I had to drive around the lot a whole bunch of times. I kept thinking we needed to go over onto that side over there, but nope, they're here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. So we've got CCS chargers here that look like they have seen better days, and CHAdeMO, interestingly. All right, oh, these are some thick and heavy cables. There we go. 2 hands. All right, credit card or app? Okie dokie. Let's see. Confirm. Connect. All right, cool. Never used these ones before. This is exciting. I wanted to try some different ones here. I feel like we always end up at the same ones along the route, in this route here. Oh, it is cold and windy. All right, so who makes these? Signet. Okay, so these are the same ones as Electrify America in a lot of places. So 500 amps, so we should get good speeds here. I mean, not good speeds, but the best speeds we could possibly get. This charging will begin shortly. Are we charging?
Snowboard rack. Dad, it's a snowboard rack.
Not quite yet.
Dad, it's a
Yes, sir.
snowboard rack.
All right, so we're still waiting here. This slow.
Are you making it go fast?
Yeah, why does it show a little red thing here?
Hello.
You charging? What's happening?
It says it's no.
It says it's not, yeah. All right, we're gonna give this another like 30 seconds. So I have to go to the bathroom, so we're not gonna wait around too long. All right, now we're going. Juicing up here. Took a little while to connect, but that's going 64 cents a kilowatt hour. That is robbery, but we are on the highway, right? Highway robbery. All right, we're gonna go get some food and go to the bathroom. All right, we're here inside the service station here, and it is packed today. Everybody wants to get there. Chick-fil-A and Shake Shack. Not moving very quickly either, so we might be here a while. Good thing with our charging. All right, so we just finished eating, using the restrooms. I feel like we were in there quite a long time. Long lines and everything, as you saw. Yeah, 44 minutes, and we just got to 86%. So we're down to 35.5 kilowatts. And for most of that, we were getting like around 100 to 150. Although I couldn't keep too much of an eye on it because, unfortunately, the Chevy app, which is the only way I could see our charging state, doesn't show your charge rate. So I could have used the Apple Green electric app, I guess, and that would have probably showed me, but didn't think to do that. That's okay. We're just gonna stop here. And there we go. So, what was it, 44 minutes? And $38.46 for 55.63 kilowatt hours. So, yeah, not horrible. But definitely one of the priciest chargers that I've used. But I guess you pay for the convenience of being able to do this on the road here. All right, so we're good. We should not need to charge again now. And we should be able to get all the way there now, I think with about like 35 to 40%, but let me plug it in and we'll see. And I think we're gonna head off to Vermont now.
An Otrifowd.
Yep.
I'm going to Otrifowd.
Yeah. One of the other. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now, one of the other things here is I wanted to show efficiency, but it only shows it until you stop. So now we actually can't see it anymore. Yeah, so 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Actually, that's really good. Considering how cold it is and the wind, I'm surprised it's that good, but I'll take that. Anything over 3 is great. And so you can see, okay, this might not be right. I don't know how far back that is. So that's, I guess, as we're sitting here. Yeah, okay, never mind. That's not very useful. All right, once we get driving again, I'll show you. But I don't like that you can't like pull up, you know, more of a history or anything here. Yeah, so. Well, I guess I could have set a trip there. Oh well. All right. Well, we'll check that out as we're driving. But let's, I guess, first just check what it looks like for our drive here. I don't know why it doesn't save the drive from there. There you go. 42% to get there. That's perfect. All right, great. So I'm gonna head up there. And we have a little bit extra time, so actually like over an hour. So I think we're gonna be probably heading to Long Trail. Just, you know, check and see how it is. It's been like 2 weeks since I've been there. Might as well. Alrighty, here's our trip information. So we're back here off the highway. We haven't been on the highway very much since we left the charging stop, but
Wait, we charged?
we've driven now, well, yeah, back when we stopped, but remember, at the rest stop, and you had your sandwich? Yeah, so we've driven 110 miles now, 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour, 2 hours, 15 minutes. So, that's decent, 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. I will honestly take that. I thought it would be worse, so we're doing pretty well. We're at 40% now after 110 miles, so what do we leave at, like 80? We used, so it's about 40% that we've used now to go that far. So yeah, that kind of adds up. But yeah, we still no moose. I seriously don't believe that there are actually any moose in this state because signs everywhere, but we've never seen any. No moose. But yeah, we're running a little bit early, so we are gonna stop at Long Trail, have maybe just a little snack, and pick up some of my favorite beer before we head back out and meet up with our friends for dinner and then get to our hotel. Beautiful driving back here. This is nice. It's the first time in the last like 4 or 5 times we've come out this way that we're getting here and it's still light out. So kind of nice to see all of this. And yeah, usually I don't even see the mountains and stuff because it's so dark out. But that was pretty cool. We came through Bromley, I think past Stratton, and then just past Okemo. And then up this way is Killington. So nice scenery around here, lots of snow on the ground, and it's not horribly cold. I mean, it's not exactly warm, but could be a lot worse. And we've got some pretty good conditions, it looks like, for our little ski weekend here. All right, so we just wrapped up dinner at Calcutta's here in Okemo, or Ludlow, I guess, right by Okemo. So I never knew this place existed, and despite the name of Calcutta's, it's not Indian food. It's actually like a golf country club that they have the restaurant open throughout the winter, and it's awesome. A ton of people here for après-ski, and then a lot of people that snowmobiled here too. And snowcats too, sure. The food was awesome and really good beer list also, so that was great.
And juice.
And juice. The juice apparently was quite good too. So we are all full now. We're gonna go head to our hotel in Rutland now, the Hampton Inn Rutland, which I love. And hopefully the chargers are open. I think they should be. I've never really had a problem before, but famous last words. So, only problem is we've got a 28-minute drive and we were supposed to get there with 16% battery, so we're definitely going to need that charge. 14% now. All right, we better get going. Yikes. Because we need to go charge the car at the hotel. All right, so we're going to get there, get checked in, and well, we'll check in from there. You know, I'm actually kind of shocked with how available SuperCruise has been on some of the roads back here. So it has to be a pre-mapped road for SuperCruise, which is the hands-free driving thing here. But like here, we're on like a little county road here, County Road 103 for Vermont, or state. I don't know if it's a state road, county road, what it is, but you know, it's like interstate or something. But this is mapped, and we've got hands-free SuperCruise on here. That's pretty incredible, and it was really good on the way up here. There were like a couple of places that it cut out because it said that the road wasn't mapped, and then there was like 1 or 2 places where it said it couldn't find the lines, probably because of the salt. But you know, overall, really not bad. Like on a several 100-mile drive up here, I think 400 miles up here. That's pretty impressive. And then like the fact that we've got it back here on these, you know, little roads going through the mountains here in Vermont, colored me impressed. Well done. Rivian certainly doesn't work back here. All right, one more thing here on SuperCruise is I like the following distance here. This gives you, you know, what I would call Jersey mode. We're pretty close here. The Rivian would not let you get this close. I don't even think the Tesla with the camera-only system would allow you to get this close. So we are, yeah, I don't feel like we're being super obnoxious here, but this is right on the border of it. So I appreciate this because it's not leaving room for like somebody to cut in here. All right, we made it here to the Hampton Inn, and I love this place. Always good luck here with the chargers. Though I do want to call out that this type of behavior, oh no, sorry, wait, they are charging, sorry. I regret it. Though, to be honest, there is one type of EV owner that generally does this the most. I thought that they were just sitting here using this as a preferred spot, but they are not. Anyway, we are going to get charging here. So they've got these nice SEMA Connect units here. They are a little pricey. I forget exactly how much, but I think it was like 20 or 30 cents a kilowatt hour. I'll check that in a minute, and we'll double check that. I also realize I can't pull up as far here as in the Equinox as I did in the Rivian, so we've got to take care of that. Let me fix the car first, and then we'll get charging here. All right, there we go, easy as pie. So just activated that in the Blink app. We're good to go. These cables are nice and long, and they have these nice cable management things, so we are good. They could have plowed this a little bit better, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? So we're charging, and why does it say 1 kilowatt? Don't love that. All right, we'll double check that in a minute, but I think we need to get inside first because it is freezing. Little man is quite tired. I am kind of tired too. And I'd like to get us checked in and all set for the night. I didn't realize we've also got multiple EVs here, or specifically Teslas, that are not charging. So,
Hey, what?
Cybertruck and a Model Y over here.
What truck
Interesting.
is that?
Alrighty, well, with that, I think that's gonna do it for us. We're gonna have an awesome time here in Okemo now. Ouch, dude, that's not nice. We're gonna go get into our room here. Arlo, do we have a nice drive up here?
Yeah.
Do you like Okemo? Okay, he's toast. All right, well, with that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you for part 2 for our adventure here in Okemo, and then our drive back home, of course. Until then, I guess I would say, just a quick recap here, I thought this would be a lot more stressful. Honestly, this wasn't all that different than driving up here in the Rivian. I thought that the range and efficiency here would be such a like anxiety-induced thing in the Equinox that it would be a huge pain. And then I also thought that, you know, not being able to use the Rivian chargers and stuff would also make this much more difficult than it was. But, you know, between the build out of additional charging stations along the New York Thruway and being able to use Tesla stations now with our adapter, there's plenty of infrastructure here. And then just knowing that we were gonna very likely be able to get this or be able to charge at the resort, the ski resort, or absolute worst case, there's places around here now too with like CCS charging and stuff. So there's plenty of backup options now, and it is not as stressful as it used to be. So this is great. And yeah, I mean, anybody could do this now. All right, well, with that, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you out there for another electric adventure soon.